anyways, we got Mubadeen here with us, Paulina, Sismus, Dean, Sneak, Voidsy, Game. The squad's here. The squad's here, and guys, we're celebrating today. Call out we made yesterday, absolute banger, right? So we'll get to that, but we'll start with dollar, right? We see that dollar started to progress towards this consequent encroachment, the midpoint of this reversal wick that we were looking at the other day on the daily, right? Or I guess it was on the weekly. Yeah, right. Weekly high, and then we got that consequent encroachment. So we could see us moving towards there, right? Ever since we got that change in stated delivery here, just a big move on dollar, which, like we said, guys, we align on dollar, we're chilling, we're gonna make money most of the time, right? That's what we've been doing like for a very long time, all the way since back over here and even further, right? So we're right on about our analysis on dollar, and as a result we see we see the risk on assets do what they're supposed to do, which is to go lower, right? And so, like I pointed out to you guys, if we get a daily C2, that's money right there. Daily C3, easy to trade. DXY looks even better on the monthly. Let's see if he's lying to us. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy, to be honest. That is a big candle right there, right? And pretty nice. We anticipated it. But back to NQ, let's get rid of some of these drawings, a little bit messy here. So now all of our targets have been hit. NWOG got hit, NWOG consequent encroachment got hit, bottom of the NWOG hit, right? And like we said, what's our drawn liquidity, boys? Relative equal lows, right? We targeted relative equal highs up here. Now we're looking for relative equal lows, and we've been right about that direction, right? We got that change in stated delivery here, and ever since then, just nice directional move lower. And as I always tell you guys, this kind of price action is exactly what we want to be involved in, right? We want to be involved in this price action. We want to be involved in this price action, right? We don't want to be trading this, right? We want to be trading really directional moves so that it's hard for us to lose, right? If prices are only going down and we're right about being, our bias to be short, it's going to be difficult for us to really lose, maybe if our stops are a little bit too tight, things like that, then yeah, maybe we might take a loss here and there. But for the most part, right, should have been pretty easy trades today and low-key yesterday too, right? So yep, I think now we're just really looking for this. If we were to cut this in half to find our premium and discount, right, we're already reaching into discount. We'll look for here is the next closest proximity target here. All right, we're gonna look for that. We could map out this fair value gap, but I'm not gonna do it just because it's already just close enough, right? So we'll just look for price to continue moving lower for now. But really nice dollar analysis, bingo, and Q analysis, bingo. BTC, as we said, we've been anticipating this move for a while. Accumulation, manipulation into the weekly fair value gap, distribution, right? We made a move back up into this daily inversion fair value gap, right? A high time frame key level. We hit it. We got a nice reversal candle, right? We didn't get the C2 close that we typically look for in price. So what is it that we did? How did we adjust, right? The way that we adjusted is, okay, we didn't get a C2 close, but if C3 closes below C2 after hitting a key level and putting in a reversal candle, then we could trade C4, right? And if you got into a move on C4, right, there was some pretty nice price action in here. And what do we have just below? Relative equal lows. What do we have? Relative equal lows, which we did have these mapped out as well. I think I may have just deleted it. by accident, but we tagged that and we tagged these relative equal lows. So both of our immediate targets hit, and very quickly, right? Rather swiftly. Once again, look at the price action that we're trading. It's really hard to lose here. If you're going short and you're losing, then we really need to work on your execution skills, or, you know, that's just the way it goes sometimes, right? Take losses, that's fine. So yeah, now at this point, right, we're looking for lower, but now that we've hit these targets here, right, now we got to start kind of being open to the possibility that maybe Thursday puts us up back up here as a retracement, right, and then maybe next week we can start looking for lower. But we do have to be open to the idea of a retracement back into this area. But for the most part, right, pretty spot on. Those relative equal lows were our drawn liquidity. Now we're just looking for this low, these relative equal lows right here, and then these relative equal lows here. These being our more home run targets, but at the same time, right, like I told you guys, there is no rush when we enter the sell side of the curve. There is no rush to get into positions, because look at how much time elapsed we have from the high to now, right? That's already a week's worth of time to kind of start positioning, right? And maybe if you didn't catch this move, catch the retracement, now you caught this move, right? There's a lot of opportunities for us, so there's never a good reason for us to get all antsy and just try to jump into positions and force things, you know. So really nice to see on BTC. We do have to be mindful, right? We do have a lot of low resistance liquidity higher, which I do expect that eventually we will go after, but until price shows us otherwise, we stick with this idea. So next immediate stop would be this like kind of 62k level, right? This would be like our closest proximity target. If we can get this, then this would be a really nice target, right? And then we've got the 60.7k level, and then we got that 60k, or actually no, this is like what, 59? Yeah, 59k. But pretty solid, guys. We've been together all the way since here. I mean, we've been together for literally months, but we've been planning for this move for quite some time, right? So really nice to see it unfold. And ETH, much of the same. We hit the target here, right? Very nice. We can take that off now. We can take this off. So the next target I'd be looking for is these relative equal lows here. Whoops. Right. Nice little consolidation there as well. So do we have equal lows here is the question. 1604. 1603.44, almost. I do still expect this level to get hit though. Again, we have to be open to retracements back into here. Of course, we could just continue to shoot straight down, but it's just being open to the idea, right? We prepare for multiple scenarios, and we're prepared. But yeah, like I said, that, you know, there was a free trade that I gave you guys on yesterday, right? Close below candle 2, right? Therefore, candle 3 validates the candle 2 closure, and then we could trade candle 4, right? What's our draw on liquidity? Devil's mark, relative equal lows. Same thing like clockwork, right? Let's take a look at Sol. Pretty much the same thing, right? We were expecting lower, and what did I tell you guys? We are expecting that this fair value gap gets inversed, right? Especially with this candle 2 closure that we got. There's that candle 3. Now we got the inverse. So bada bing, bada boom. Right? Pretty spot on. I would expect this low to get hit probably sometime this week. We're already pretty close to it, so yeah. And then obviously the home run target being like down here, this low, and then maybe this devil's mark as well. Hype, we hit that discounted key level just like we talked about. that inversion daily fair value gap got retested, right? And we got a nice move off of it. Like I told you guys, I'm not really in a rush to jump into longs. If anything, you could even be kind of like done at this point, right? Because we already got some really solid trades. At least I did, right? And I think you guys should have too. And when we have like such an easy week like that, and it's just kind of given to you on a silver platter, like, take your money and be done. You know, you made your money. How nice would it be if like your boss came up to you and was like, hey bro, like we just decided that you just have to work today, but we're gonna pay you as if you worked the whole week. You know, you wouldn't say no to that. You wouldn't say, I want to come into work for some more time. I mean, I don't know, maybe you might. I wouldn't. But yeah, so for hype, yeah, I mean, at this point, if this candle 3 closes below candle 2, then I'm going to start thinking, okay, probably going to target this low down here at 52, which makes sense, right? Because we have this sweep right here. We could get a sweep into a sweep. If you know double sweeps typically equal a reversal. A little nugget for you right there. So for gold, like we talked about, gun to our head, we're expecting this low to get taken. We're kind of keeping an eye on this discounted fair value gap, but like we talked about, once this daily inversion took place, these relative equal lows, you know, most likely going to be taken. So just still waiting for that on gold, right? A little bit lower. We're respecting this fair value gap right now. We have a C2 close, and we are in a C3. GR40, that's a new one. I have not looked at this before, but let's do it. Alright, let's start off on the weekly. First thing I notice is that we have some relative equal highs up here that look like a nice draw on liquidity. I can see that we're in an uptrend, right? We're in this IRL to ERL move here, right? We have that candle 3, nice move right there. But yeah, we're in this weekly IRL to ERL scenario. Let's go ahead and drop down to the daily, see if we can see anything. Where did my drawings go? Let's fix that really quick. Okay. So based on the daily, we're about to get a daily C2 off of this daily order block. It's not an A plus order block, but it is an order block. So if we close above previous daily low, then I think that that's going to open us up for a longs into here. Alright, we could drop down to the 4 hour. Let's maybe see a 1 hour. Yeah, and we see like a nice little low resistance liquidity right here, right? So if we close today above this low, then I would be open to longs the next day, maybe the rest of the week. Maybe even a pullback into here would be kind of nice, something like that. Or I would also wait for maybe a change in stated delivery here. Once we get that, I would be going long, because we also have some relative equal highs up here. Those look pretty nice. So I would be targeting these, and then home run targets obviously all the way up here. But yeah, that would be my interpretation of price thus far. Oil still not really doing much. Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad. Yeah, oil still moving lower. Really nothing's changed. We want to see these lows get cleaned up, right? So nothing really changed there. Zcash, like I told you guys, we're not really of the idea anymore. This was from last week, that, you know, we're not keen to jump in on longs. Why? Because we're bullish on dollar. So even if we have bullish structure, look at how dollar does more than just one thing and giving us setups, but actually protecting us from taking non-optimal setups, right? We're not going to take this any longs here, which I mean there is no C2 for us to even long, but even if there was, we wouldn't take it, right? Because of what dollar has on its chart and what we think about BTC, right? We didn't look at these near. Same exact thing with near, right? This was our ideas from last week, but moving into this week, dollar still looked bullish, so we kind of bail on those ideas, right? So we kind of switch it, you know. If we switch it, then we're like looking for these lows, right? Just so we're aligned with BTC and the overall, the macro of the market, if you will, right? Same thing with wild. Big move lower. And yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, I would need a daily C2 to want to even go long. You know, maybe eventually, yeah, but I mean, there is a lot of low resistance liquidity up here. And that's a nice little consolidation. So maybe eventually, you know, we come back up, something like that. But we have to wait, right? We have to wait for the macro to align. Otherwise, it's just not, you know, we don't need that. Like we talked about on SpaceX, there's a good opportunity once we take this low. Notice we swept it. Very next candle, we get a nice big move. If you had contracts on that, that's money right there. That's a really big move, especially for SpaceX. I mean, yeah, that's a monster move. And I think that's what, yeah, it's about in a day. That daily candle is 12%. That's a massive move, especially with the market cap of this asset. That's a pretty wild move. So nice call out there. But yeah, I mean, today there's not much to talk about, right? Because pretty much all of our targets have been being smacked. And, you know, like, this is the beauty of it, guys. You guys showed up on Monday, and today's Tuesday, and there were the setups. If you showed up Monday, I pretty much made a call out to you guys, right? I told you guys, I'm really confident in going short on Bitcoin, and if you took that trade, right? I mean, that's a monster trade right there. 10x leverage, that's, you know, 40% pretty much. Yeah, and very small invalidation. If we took it, you know, on this candle, it's just kind of spitball. Say we put it at the candle's high. I mean, that's 2.7 R, right? I'm good for the week just off that one trade. And I don't need to look at the charts no more. Of course I will, but how nice is it to be done by Tuesday? And now I can relax. I don't have to stress no more. Easy peasy, right? So, you know, that just goes to show, like, you put in the work, you guys show up, you know, you're always going to get something valuable out of these sessions. Even if you don't get a setup, you get to consistently see the way that I look and break down the markets. And, you know, it's not like I'm some sort of genius or something. That I didn't invent this way of looking at the markets, right? I just learned from better minds than my own. So, you know, using this as a system that's built around logic, we're always doing the same things, getting those repetitions in. You know, if going to the gym requires you to consistently lift in order to grow, you know, why would something like this be any different, right? So the guys that have been showing up consistently, they know what I'm talking about because they've been progressing, right? They see their progress. So I hope anybody who's new here, you know, you guys continue to consistently show up. I promise you, you will get something of value. That's the one thing I can promise, that you won't leave here, you won't leave one of these sessions without having learned something or gotten something of value. But yeah, today's pretty chill. Just reviewing, you know, kind of celebrating the, you know, that we were on the money. So yeah. Is there anything else that you guys would like to look at? Or any questions or anything like that? I'm new here and would try as much as possible to be consistent. Thanks. Yeah, man. I mean, talk to the people here. Ask them what they think, you know. Pretty much everybody else in here comes consistently. So we would be more than happy to have you. And I mean, we make call out notes to each other and stuff like. So yeah, so it's pretty cool. Everyone's more or less trading the same system. Of course, everyone adds their own little pizzazz to it. Yeah, bro. I tried to just fucking skip over that, man. But you had to bring it up. I knew somebody was gonna bring it up, man. Sorry, we don't make out. That's just sneaking Voidsy. The rest of us aren't invited to that party, but it's alright. Yeah, no, that's fine. But yeah, like I said, just be consistent, show up, ask questions, take notes, do your analysis before you come in here. Let's compare, and it's gonna help you. But yeah, no, I'm not invited, bro. Sneak gets a little jealous. But yeah, you know, I'm really happy with the way that the week has already played out. We're done because we were right on our weekly anticipation. And that's what we do here, you know? Yeah, for sure. So let's jump to a different chart. And let's put a light mode chart in. This should be light mode. Oh, all right. Warning, flashbang warning. All right. So these terms of C1, C2, right? The C simply stands for candle, right? When I say candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. Now, when I say these terms C1, C2, C3, there's 3 candles inside of what we call ERL, aka swing points, right? The word swing points and ERL are synonymous. ERL stands for external range liquidity. Outside of any given range, there is liquidity, right? There are long trader stop losses below this swing low. There are short trader stop losses above this swing high. Okay, and so how do we identify a swing point is very simple, right? If we look at the extremities of the market, right, from high to low to high to low, the definition would be as follows. For a swing high, if candle 2 is higher than candle 1 and candle 3, then it is a swing high, right? So very easy way to check if this is a swing high. I look left, I look right. If this candle is higher than both of them, then this is a swing high. Same thing here, right? I ask myself, if I look left and I look right, is this candle's high higher than candle 1 and candle 3, aka the candles right beside it? If yes, then it is a swing high. Conversely, if this candle's low is lower than the candle to the left and the candle to the right, then this is a swing low. Okay, so candle 2 is going to be lower than candle 1 and candle 3. If that is true, then this qualifies as a swing low. And if you are having a little bit of trouble and you type in wick.ed fractals and you make sure to put 3 on the fractals, it will map them out for you so that you can double check yourself. You see how it's mapping out every single high or low that goes under that criteria that we just mentioned. So now if we understand that part, then we can also understand that this is candle 1, right? Or let's say like this is candle 1, this is candle 2, and this is candle 3. Candle 3 is the one that we primarily want to get good at anticipating and the main one that we want to learn how to trade. Now, another thing that we do is when we close back inside of candle 1's range, right, after taking out a bearish key level, then we expect a candle 3 to form, right? So just as an example, right? We have a bearish fair value gap here. So first things first, right? We always are going to demand in our framework that we hit a key level, right? So this is going to be our key level. Notice we leave a swing low here. If you remember the lecture about IRL and ERL, you know that there is an assumption that we make that when we're trending lower, if we come back into IRL, we should target this ERL. And vice versa, when we hit ERL, then we should go back into IRL. Right? That is a relationship that we have on price. And if like you're getting a little bit lost in this explanation, tomorrow we can make it to where we go over this kind of thing first in depth, because right now I'm just kind of giving you the rundown. But so when we hit that key level, right? Okay, we hit the key level. Now we're waiting for this candle to close back inside of this candle's range. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll wait for that to happen. If that does happen, then the assumption becomes that the next candle, candle 3, will be an expansion candle, a continuation candle, right? Which it does definitely expand and gives us a very nice move that we can work with, right? And if you notice, it's the same thing that we did for this month. We've been catching shorts this entire month because we did the exact same framework. Bearish fair value gap, candle 2 close, right? We close back inside of candle 1's range, and then we target ERL, right? And look at candle 3. If I highlight candle 3 and we look at it on a lower time frame, notice how directional we just came out the gates, right? This is why we really like to trade candle 3. So hopefully that helps. We definitely have some like older videos in the archive if you want to check those out too. But if not, you know, like I said, tomorrow we can go over it. I would be more than happy to give that lecture again to help you out. I want everybody here to be on the same page. You know, it was always like very frustrating for me that whenever I tried to learn back in the day, that I just felt like somebody was tossing up a word salad, you know, saying all these fancy words and I don't know what the fuck that means, you know. Retracement, continuation, expansion, 4 standard deviations, like all these crazy terms, but no one is gonna sit down and explain it to me simply, because in reality, you know, external range liquidity sounds like some fucking crazy like chemical or something like that, and it's a 3 candlestick pattern where you look left and you look right. Super simple, right? But just like all these fancy names. So tomorrow we can go in a little bit more depth. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I want everybody here to not be lost in the vernacular or technical jargon that we throw around, because in reality it's a lot simpler than it sounds. So yeah, we'll definitely do that tomorrow. And yeah, very happy with this week, very happy with the trades we took. Here's another little example right here. 4-hour bearish for a value gap. Candle 2 closes back inside of candle 1's range. Therefore, we can anticipate a candle 3 and overall a move lower back down into here. Now, this trade is not ideal because we've already expanded a lot, but it could still work. No problem. Alright, well, as always, really appreciate you guys pulling up. I really appreciate you guys spending some time here in the group. I really like this community and I want it to grow. So if you guys have friends, I mean, this is free, you know, and I mean, you know, like, it's free game. So yeah, bring the homies. Someone that's maybe trying to get into trading, doesn't matter if they're starting at square one. I have a lot of experience teaching people, so yeah, take advantage of it and help somebody out. Alright then, fellas, I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Once again, appreciate you guys and safe trading, and have a good rest of your day and or night. See you guys. Peace.